Welcome to World Numismatic Finds, where hidden treasures from Britain's pocket change come to life. Today, we unveil the top 6 rare UK coins that have stunned collectors and investors alike. From the humble 2 pence of 1999 to the regal 3 pence of 1937 and the ever-charming 5 pence of 1992, each coin tells a story of history, heritage, and hidden fortune. The elegant 6 pence of 1964, the classic 1 shilling of 1937, and the vintage 2 shilling of 1959 round off this glittering lineup, coins that once jingled in ordinary pockets but now command extraordinary prices. Whether you're a passionate collector or a treasure hunter at heart, these rare pieces might just turn your small change into serious profit. Let's begin by understanding a bit of background. The 1999 2 pence coin was part of the United Kingdom's decimal coinage series introduced after 1971. Struck in copper-plated steel, this coin carries a warm reddish-brown tone when fresh, but with time, exposure to moisture and oxygen often leads to a rustic patina that gives it that distinctive weathered look. While most would dismiss a rusty coin as worthless, collectors today see these very imperfections as signs of originality and authenticity, especially when the coin's details remain sharp and the minting quality intact. On the obverse side, the head, you'll find the elegant portrait of Queen Elizabeth II, designed by Ian Rank-Broadley, whose initials IRB are subtly inscribed beneath the neck. This version of Her Majesty's effigy is celebrated for its realism and regal poise, symbolizing the continuity of the British monarchy as the nation stepped into the modern digital era. The reverse side, the tail, proudly bears the familiar badge of the Prince of Wales, with the ostrich feathers encased in a coronet and the motto ICH'd in meaning I serve. This design, by Christopher Ironside, has remained one of Britain's most recognized and enduring coin symbols, representing both tradition and service to the crown. Culturally and historically, the 2 pence coin holds a nostalgic charm. It represents an era of transition, a time when pocket money, vending machines, and copper coins ruled the everyday lives of Britons. From seaside arcades to corner shops, the 2p coin was a small yet meaningful piece of British life. Today, it's this very emotional connection that gives the coin a growing cultural value, beyond just its metal content. In terms of physical features, the 1999 2 pence weighs approximately 7.12 grams and measures 25.9 millimeters in diameter. It's made of copper-plated steel, a switch from the earlier bronze composition, giving it a magnetic quality and a tendency to rust over time. This change in material is what makes well-preserved or attractively aged examples from this year particularly collectible. A coin that has retained its full design details, even under a layer of natural oxidation, is seen as a piece of living history rather than a flaw. Now, here are some key facts that make the 1999 2 pence truly special. Although millions were struck for circulation, only a tiny fraction have survived in pristine or high-grade mint condition, as most were heavily circulated. The MS65 grade, which stands for Mint State 65, indicates a coin that's almost perfect with minimal marks and vibrant luster. Such coins are extremely rare and in high demand among numismatists, commanding prices up to $14,000 in current collector markets. Furthermore, coins that have achieved MS66 or higher grades, or those with unique minting characteristics, such as misaligned dies, off-cent strikes, or luster breaks, have even been recorded selling for $15,000 or more in competitive bidding on platforms like eBay, heritage auctions, and other international marketplaces. Even coins showing surface rust or natural aging can still fetch impressive amounts if they are otherwise well detailed and visually striking, especially when authenticated by professional grading services. The rarity of such coins lies not just in their age but in their condition and story. Collectors are increasingly drawn to coins that tell a tale, a coin that's weathered years of history, traveled through countless hands, yet still retains its royal imagery and national pride. The rustic patina that develops over time can, in fact, enhance a coin's individuality, making each piece one of a kind. This uniqueness drives collector passion and pushes prices ever higher in today's buoyant rare coin market. As for the current market value, while an ordinary worn 1999 2 pence might still be worth only a few pence, those graded or presented in top collector condition have surged in value. As of recent years, certified specimens have reached impressive levels, with MS65 coins estimated around $14,000, and exceptional pieces rising to $15,000 or beyond at public auctions. Even lightly circulated or rustic examples can attract attention, particularly when the coin shows beautiful natural toning or unique copper hues. It's a vivid reminder that even the smallest coin can become a collector's dream if its condition, rarity, and appeal align perfectly. Next up, the United Kingdom's 3 pence coin from 1937. Despite often appearing in rusty, aged condition, this small 12-sided coin holds a remarkable place in numismatic history. Today, we'll explore how a coin once spent casually in everyday life has now become a rare and highly desirable collector's gem, with some pristine examples reaching astonishing prices on major auction platforms such as eBay and heritage auctions, even touching the $19,000 to $20,000 mark for coins graded at MS65 condition. The story of the 1937 Threepence coin begins during the early reign of King George VI, following the abdication of his brother, King Edward VIII. This year was a turning point in British history. A fresh monarch, a newly stabilised nation, and a renewed pride reflected in its coinage. The Royal Mint sought to modernise Britain's coins with distinct design features, and the Threepence piece stood out as a striking symbol of resilience and tradition. Crafted in nickel brass, it featured a distinctive 12-sided shape, making it instantly recognisable both in hand and in pocket. The obverse, or head side, displays a young portrait of King George VI, created by the talented sculptor Thomas Humphrey Paget, showing the king facing left, surrounded by the legend Georgiv 6D GBROMN Rex F Laughing Smiley NDIMP, which translates as George VI, by the grace of God, King of all the Britons, Defender of the Faith, Emperor of India. Turning to the reverse, or tail side, we see the beautifully stylized design of a Tudor thrift plant, a small flower symbolizing thriftiness and prosperity, framed with the denomination 3 pence and the year 1937 below. The coin's bold design reflected Britain's values during an era of careful recovery and prudent growth, making it both a cultural and historical icon. Though the coin may now be found in rusty or heavily worn condition, each mark tells a story, a journey through decades of circulation, surviving wars, recessions, and generations of pocket change. In terms of specifications, the 1937 Threepence weighs approximately 6.8 grams and measures 21 millimeters in diameter, struck in a mixture of 79% copper, 20% zinc, and 1% nickel, giving it that golden hue that once gleamed brightly before time and oxidation took their toll. Even coins now covered in rust or verdigris are reminders of their robust composition and longevity. Despite age and corrosion, they continue to attract the keen eyes of collectors who appreciate their rarity and craftsmanship. One of the most fascinating aspects of this coin lies in its key facts and rarity. The 1937 issue marked the first of its kind under King George VI, making it particularly significant as a starting point in a new royal coinage era. While the mintage itself wasn't excessively low, the survival of coins in high mint state condition is extremely limited. Many examples were used in daily trade and exposed to damp conditions, causing tarnishing and rusting, which is why even rusty examples can carry notable collector interest. Coins that have managed to survive in their original brilliance and sharp detail are now immensely valuable, with professionally graded pieces achieving staggering prices. As of today, a mint state graded MS65 coin can command around $19,000, while certain specimens showcased on prestigious auction sites such as heritage auctions or eBay have reached bids up to $20,000, depending on presentation, toning, and provenance. Collectors often value these coins not only for their rarity but also for their historical and emotional connection to the early 20th century British identity. The 3 pence of 1937 isn't merely a piece of metal, it is a reflection of craftsmanship, monarchy, and the British spirit. The way the coin has endured, even when found today in a rusty or corroded condition, adds a rustic authenticity that appeals to vintage coin enthusiasts. Many collectors see potential in cleaning and conserving such coins professionally, ensuring they retain as much historical integrity as possible while highlighting their timeless design. Next up, the 1992 5 pence marks a significant turning point in the British monetary system, for it was the very first year the 5 pence coin was reduced in size, moving away from the larger, heavier pre-1990s design. This change was part of a nationwide effort to modernize the coinage and align the sizes of British coins with everyday practicality and pocket convenience. As such, the 1992 issue carries deep historical importance, symbolizing the transition between the older, traditional coinage and the more compact modern series we use today. When we look closely at the design, the obverse or head side features the regal portrait of Her Majesty Queen Elizabeth II, sculpted by Raphael Maklouf. Her elegant profile, wearing the royal diadem, represents the enduring continuity of the monarchy, connecting the 1992 coin to the long lineage of British heritage. On the reverse, designed by Christopher Ironside, we see the crown thistle, an emblem of Scotland, which beautifully embodies the unity of the United Kingdom through its floral symbolism. The crisp lines of the thistle beneath the royal crown give this coin an unmistakable aesthetic charm that remains iconic even in worn or dirty condition. Though many examples from circulation may have lost their original shine, the core artistry remains visible, reflecting the proud craftsmanship of the Royal Mint. Culturally and historically, the 1992 5 pence holds value far beyond its face worth. It was part of an era when Britain was redefining its coinage, balancing tradition with modern efficiency. This small coin tells the story of a nation adjusting to a new age, and for collectors, it serves as a token of that fascinating period of transformation. With a standard weight of around 3.25 grams and a copper-nickel composition, the coin was engineered for durability, meaning that even after decades of circulation, many examples still survive, albeit in various states of wear. A dirty condition coin may seem less appealing at first sight, but for dedicated numismatists, even such a piece carries historical soul, a physical link to the countless hands it has passed through over the decades. Key facts surrounding the 1992 issue make it particularly interesting to collectors. It was the first small-sized 5 pence coin officially released into circulation, making it the debut edition of its kind. This factor alone gives it a notable edge over later years. Moreover, specimens that have managed to survive in exceptional mint state conditions, such as MS65 or higher, are extremely rare. Because of their scarcity and the growing demand for transitional design pieces, top-graded examples have reached staggering prices on the collector market. A 5 pence 1992 graded MS65 has reportedly fetched values around $6,000 in private sales, and even higher figures have been recorded on major auction platforms. In some cases, pristine coins have gone for as much as $9,000 on well-known marketplaces like eBay and heritage auctions, depending on their condition, luster, and provenance. These impressive figures demonstrate the rising collector interest and the recognition of its numismatic significance. The rarity and condition of the coin play a crucial role in determining its overall desirability. While a dirty, circulated piece may only carry modest value, its historical charm still makes it worth holding onto, particularly for those who collect transitional or first-year issues. Collectors understand that every coin, regardless of condition, contributes to the broader narrative of British coinage. Yet, it's the uncirculated, mint-quality examples that truly capture the spotlight in the market. The increasing scarcity of such coins as time goes on naturally heightens their investment potential, especially as more collectors realize the coin's role in marking a pivotal shift in the UK's numismatic timeline. For those interested in collecting the 1992 5 pence, a few practical tips can make all the difference. It's worth inspecting even seemingly ordinary coins found in change or old coin jars, as many people unknowingly overlook valuable variants. Proper cleaning, however, should be avoided, as harsh cleaning can diminish collector value. Instead, a gentle preservation approach and proper storage in a dry, non-abrasive holder will help maintain the coin's existing state. Keep an eye on online auctions and reputable dealers, as well as collector fairs across the UK, because hidden treasures do appear unexpectedly. Sometimes, even a slightly dirty example might reveal features that make it far more desirable than it appears at first glance. In conclusion, the UK 5 pence coin from 1992 stands as a remarkable symbol of Britain's numismatic evolution, bridging the past with the modern era. While countless examples entered circulation, the first year of the smaller design holds undeniable importance, ensuring it remains a favourite among collectors. Even a dirty or well-worn coin holds intrinsic charm as a piece of living history, while top-quality examples have achieved astonishing values of $6,000 to $9,000 in today's thriving coin market. As interest in British coinage continues to grow worldwide, the 1992 5 pence serves as both a nostalgic keepsake and a promising collector's asset. Whether found in your loose change or displayed proudly in a coin cabinet, it stands as a shining, and sometimes slightly tarnished, reminder of British heritage, craftsmanship, and the enduring appeal of small but mighty treasures. Next up, the UK Sixpence of 1964, a coin that has become a glittering gem in the eyes of collectors worldwide. Though small in size, this coin carries with it a grand legacy, steeped in royal tradition, post-war resilience, and the undeniable elegance of British minting craftsmanship. Especially in very fine condition, the 1964 Sixpence is a piece that truly bridges the gap between everyday history and extraordinary collectible value. Let's begin with a bit of background. The 1964 Sixpence was issued during the reign of Queen Elizabeth II, marking one of the final chapters of the beloved Sixpence denomination before decimalisation took over in 1971. It was minted in cupronickel, replacing the earlier silver versions, but despite the metal change, the allure of the coin remained strong. It was used widely across Britain during the 1960s, a period of great cultural transformation, the age of the Beatles, swinging London, and a nation stepping confidently into modernity while still cherishing its heritage. The coin stood as a symbol of stability and continuity, reminding everyone that even as the times changed, the crown and its traditions remained steadfast. Now, let's take a closer look at the head and tail representation of this remarkable piece. On the obverse, you'll find the youthful and radiant portrait of Queen Elizabeth II, designed by Mary Gillick. Unlike later effigies, this one portrays the queen without a crown, reflecting her natural grace and humanity, a deliberate choice that captured the optimism and sincerity of her early reign. The reverse side, crafted by William Gardner, showcases an intricate design featuring a Tudor rose, thistle, shamrock, and leek, the floral emblems of England, Scotland, Ireland, and Wales respectively, beautifully woven together under a royal crown. This harmonious design wasn't just artistic flair, it was a celebration of the unity of the British Isles, proudly displayed on every sixpence that jingled in people's pockets. The cultural and historical value of the 1964 sixpence extends far beyond its face value. In those years, giving a sixpence was considered a gesture of good fortune. It was traditionally placed in Christmas puddings, wedding shoes, or christening gifts as a symbol of luck, prosperity, and happiness. Even today, the phrase something old, something new, something borrowed, something blue, and a sixpence in her shoe echoes through British weddings, keeping the coin's legacy alive. This enduring cultural charm makes the 1964 sixpence not just a collector's item, but a sentimental token deeply embedded in British folklore. In terms of weight, this coin measures 2.83 grams and a diameter of 19.41 millimeters, modest yet perfectly balanced, a fine example of British precision and quality minting standards. Despite its humble appearance, its durability and design quality have ensured that many examples still survive today, some in superb condition that commands attention in global coin markets. Now, let's discuss some key facts that every numismatist should know. The 1964 sixpence was produced in large quantities by the Royal Mint, yet only a fraction has survived in very fine or mint state condition. Most circulated coins show significant wear, making uncirculated or MS-graded examples extremely desirable. The fine detailing on the Queen's portrait and the clarity of the floral reverse design play a major role in determining its collector value. Even the smallest scratch or dullness can significantly affect the price, making preservation a critical factor. When it comes to rarity and condition, the 1964 sixpence in very fine condition remains one of the most pursued pieces among mid-century British coins. The allure lies not in absolute rarity but in its emotional and historical resonance. However, examples graded MS65 or higher have reached astonishing values, with reports showing some pieces selling for as high as $8,000, while on top auction platforms such as eBay and heritage auctions, flawless specimens have fetched impressive figures nearing $10,000. This surge in value demonstrates the ever-growing interest in high-grade British pre-decimal coins, as collectors around the world seek to secure the finest examples before they vanish into private collections. Next up, the UK 1 shilling 1947, a coin that carries both cultural and collector appeal. Though it may appear as a common coin from the post-war era, this circulating 1 shilling holds far more significance than meets the eye. It represents a crucial turning point in British minting history and continues to fascinate collectors around the world due to its vintage charm, historical depth, and growing market value. The 1947 1 shilling came into existence during a time of immense transition in Britain. King George VI reigned over the nation, and the country was still recovering from the hardships of World War II. The Royal Mint made a historic decision that year. It marked the first issue of the shilling made from cupronickel instead of the traditional silver alloy. This change came after centuries of producing silver coinage, as the government sought to preserve precious metals for economic recovery. Thus, the 1947 shilling became a symbol of a new beginning for post-war Britain, practical, modern, and resilient, just like the spirit of the British people of that era. Turning to the head and tail representation, the obverse of the 1947 1 shilling displays the dignified portrait of King George VI, facing left, wearing the uncrowned head, a design crafted by the talented sculptor Thomas Humphrey Paget. The detail in the king's features, even on circulated coins, shows the fine craftsmanship typical of British coinage in the mid-20th century. On the reverse, the coin features a powerful design depending on its type, either the English version with the crowned lion standing atop the royal crown, or the Scottish version displaying a lion rampant on a crowned shield. Both designs embody national pride, monarchy, and unity under the crown, reflecting the strength of the British Empire as it stood in the post-war years. In terms of cultural and historical value, the 1947 1 shilling stands as more than just a piece of metal. It's a tangible reminder of Britain's transition from wartime austerity to recovery and renewal. These coins circulated widely throughout the nation, finding their way into the hands of working-class citizens, tradesmen, and families alike. They tell stories of everyday Britain, of rationing, rebuilding, and resilience. For collectors today, owning one of these coins means holding a small but authentic piece of British heritage, a coin that saw the nation through an age of transformation. When it comes to physical attributes, The 1947 1 shilling weighs approximately 5.65 grams and has a diameter of around 23.6 millimeters. Struck in cupronickel, its silver-grey sheen is distinct, though often dulled by circulation over the decades. Despite being made from non-precious metal, its design and composition ensure long-lasting durability, allowing many examples to survive even in circulation condition, still bearing their regal designs and inscriptions proudly. Among the key facts that make this coin stand out is its pivotal year of change, 1947 being the first full year of non-silver production. For this reason alone, it's a historically important issue. Furthermore, although millions were minted, not all have survived in good condition. Many were heavily used, melted down, or lost over time, making high-grade examples highly desirable. The English and Scottish varieties both enjoy strong demand, with collectors often seeking to own both versions for a complete representation of British identity in coinage. Rarity and condition play a vital role in determining collector demand. Circulated coins, such as the one we're discussing today, hold moderate value due to wear, but they remain sought after for their history and accessibility to new collectors. However, when found in mint state condition, graded MS65 and above, the 1947 1 shilling can command astonishing prices. Coins with brilliant luster and sharp details have been known to reach as high as $17,000 in pristine condition, while even finer, exceptionally preserved examples have achieved values of $19,000 at major auction sites such as eBay and heritage auctions. These figures demonstrate that, even for a coin once deemed common, collector enthusiasm and historical significance have elevated its desirability immensely. Next up, the background of the 1959 2 shilling coin tells a story steeped in British history. Commonly referred to as a florin, the 2 shilling coin was part of the pre-decimal system used before the UK transitioned to decimal currency in 1971. Struck under the reign of Queen Elizabeth II, this particular issue from 1959 marked one of the early years of her rule, following her coronation in 1953. It was produced by the Royal Mint in large numbers for everyday circulation, but only a small fraction of these coins have survived in collectible condition today. The coin's composition, made from cupronickel rather than silver, reflects the post-war economic adjustments of the mid-20th century, when precious metals were gradually phased out of general coinage. Now, let's look at the head and tail representation. On the obverse side, the coin proudly displays the youthful portrait of Queen Elizabeth II, designed by sculptor Mary Gillick. This elegant design portrays the Queen uncrowned, symbolizing purity, grace, and the dawn of a new era for Britain. The inscription around the portrait reads Elizabeth II Dei Gratia Regina, meaning Elizabeth II, by the grace of God, Queen. Turning over to the reverse, the coin bears the striking design created by Edgar Fuller and Cecil Thomas, featuring the crowned Tudor rose, flanked by a thistle, shamrock, and leek, each representing England, Scotland, Ireland, and Wales respectively. The inscription FID Def 2 Shillings 1959 adds to its regal presentation, affirming the coin as part of the fabric of the United Kingdom's proud monetary history. When it comes to cultural and historical values, the 1959 2 shilling coin is much more than a small piece of metal. It stands as a tangible link to post-war Britain, symbolizing recovery, unity, and the continuation of a royal legacy. These coins circulated during a time when Britain was rebuilding its identity in the modern world, and owning one today gives collectors a direct connection to that optimistic chapter in British history. Even in outdated or well-used condition, this coin exudes historical importance and tells a story of resilience, continuity, and national pride that resonates deeply with collectors both in the UK and abroad. The weight of the 1959 2 shilling coin is approximately 11.3 grams, with a diameter of 28.5 millimeters. Its composition of 75% copper and 25% nickel ensured durability, allowing many of these coins to survive the rigors of circulation for decades. Yet, those that remain well preserved, showing little wear and maintaining sharp details, are now exceedingly rare and highly sought after by serious numismatists. Let's move on to the key facts and why collectors are drawn to this particular issue. The 1959 florin was part of the series minted from 1954 to 1970 under Queen Elizabeth II's early portrait, but examples from this year are increasingly hard to find in exceptional condition. Many coins from this period were heavily circulated, making pristine or mint-state examples extraordinarily scarce. The combination of historical appeal, iconic design, and scarcity in high grade has elevated the 1959 2 shilling to a coin of significant collector interest. Speaking of rarity and condition, outdated or circulated specimens may not appear particularly valuable at first glance. However, collectors value authenticity, and even a coin that has seen decades of use can still hold considerable worth due to its historical importance. The real excitement begins with coins that have been preserved in exceptional condition. A 2 shilling 1959 graded MS65 by reputable grading authorities can achieve values close to $8,000, while examples in top-tier mint state or proof-like condition have reached $9,000 or more on competitive auction sites such as eBay and heritage auctions, especially when presented with certified authenticity. This upward trend in valuation highlights the growing recognition of British pre-decimal coins in international markets, particularly among American and European collectors who cherish their intricate designs and royal associations.
Thank you so much for watching. I really appreciate your time and support. Make sure to like the video, share it with other coin enthusiasts, and subscribe for more incredible stories about rare coins and hidden treasures.